From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Daryl Clark. Stephanie Woodard has the evening off, but I'm joined on the desk with Mike Schultz talking about this strange phenomenon we're having.
This is an interesting storm. It's had drizzle, freezing drizzle this morning. People were having to, to scrape their cars off.
Right.
And of course, we had the heavy snow, and we just got through going through an ice pellet storm. And we're getting a little breather right now, but there's more weather coming, Daryl, that I'm a little concerned about is wind. We're looking at some wind moving in later on this evening and tomorrow, which will give us, once again, blowing and drifting snow, and it could be interesting. Let's take a look at the latest radar in the Fairbanks area. You'll see what I'm talking about. And again, as you can see, we zoom in on the area, and you'll look and you'll notice how fast these clouds are moving. These clouds are just one more time. There we go. You see the clouds are just roaring past us. That's at the higher elevations. Now that wind is expected to move right on down to the surface, and it could be gusting as high as 40 miles an hour. That's pretty strong, and of course that combined with our snow today and the cooler temperatures coming in tonight will give us a wind chill factor. So it's all something we got to keep an eye on for tomorrow. It should be really interesting tomorrow.
Right, so 40-mile-per-hour winds, are those blizzard condition winds then? Or?
They are. But the thing with the blizzard is you have to have heavy snow falling at the same time.
Right.
We're expecting snow showers throughout the evening, but no heavy snow expected. Maybe a couple, 3 inches, that's about it.
So what you're saying is don't plow your driveway because it's just going to get covered up again.
Most likely, yeah. Or you'll get your neighbor's snow over on your driveway.
Right, absolutely.
I'll have more later.
All right, thank you, Mike. And in other news this evening, it was another rain day for schools across the borough. An early morning mist created difficulties for drivers and concern among school district officials. They canceled schools because the light rain created layers of ice on roads and windshields. During the past several years, the school district has budgeted icy days into the school calendar, meaning students will spend an extra day in school at the end of the year. Administrators say it's a tough decision to cancel school because it disrupts parent schedules and some employee paychecks.
So it's important for the district to know that we take this decision so seriously. Going back to the ice apocalypse in 2009, it seems like each year now we've experienced these days with freezing rain. So we just hope that the community understands when the district makes this decision, we don't take it lightly. We consider all the different factors and how the school district impacts families needing daycare and things like that. But ultimately, safety is the #1 priority. We want students, staff to be safe.
High winds and heavy drifting snow have closed the Steese Highway at Eagle Summit, according to the Alaska Department of Transportation. Gates are across the Steese at miles 101 and 116, and the road is impassable. Travel advisories also have been issued for Fairbanks and the surrounding highways due to freezing rain, snow, high winds, and low visibility. Travel is difficult, and motorists are advised only to drive if necessary. If travel is necessary, chains are recommended on the Upper Elliott Highway and the first 28 miles of the Dalton Highway. Alaska state troopers have positively identified the man who died in a cabin fire last week as Todd Upton of Fairbanks. The cause of the fire, as well as Upton's manner of death, is still under investigation. The victim was connected to a high-profile 2005 arson murder case here in Fairbanks. Death in her home and the house set on fire in late 2005. Now, he was initially investigated as a suspect in the case, but Alaska state troopers later turned their suspicion to Upton's brother, Curtis Upton, after he burned his father's residence to the ground. Curtis Upton was charged with first-degree murder and arson, but was found mentally incapable of standing trial in his own defense. Curtis Upton later pled guilty to a murder charge and is serving a 50-year prison term. Todd Upton was never charged with the murder of his father. Fairbanks fire officials continue their investigation of the blaze that damaged a car wash building outside the Gasline gas station last night. Assistant Fire Chief Ernie Mesowitz said the blaze apparently started in the second story of the building. They haven't yet determined the cause. Jessica Cooper, employee with the gas line, said customers reported the fire coming from the car wash and they immediately called the fire department. The Borough Assembly's Planning Commission listened to public testimony in front of a packed house late into last night, but couldn't reach a decision regarding a proposed drag racing strip in North Pole. The Fairbanks Racing Lions are the sponsors of the proposed strip, which must be approved by the Planning Commission due to its potential capacity. The board wanted more time to review additional conditions on the application, including traffic control and landscaping requirements. The public hearing portion of the meeting was closed, and now the board will come together once again to vote at the call of the chair. Public testimony lasted well past midnight, and the board heard from those in support of the Speedway, as well as residents concerned about the noise level, particularly those already affected by the North Pole Speedway, which is next to the proposed area.
You're not going to run them on the same day. It would be 6 to 10 on from the drag strip, and probably around 6 to 10 on the oval. So in effect, yes, that's going to double the racing days.
I'm here to support the Fairbanks Racing Lions and hopefully get this track built, because it would really benefit the community and get a lot of people from, or keep a lot of people from racing on the streets and make the streets a lot safer.
Well, I think it's going to really help our community. I think it's going to bring a lot of people into Fairbanks and North Pole from all over. We're going to do it on different weekends than what Palmer does, so then they have an opportunity to come to a different venue as well.
Well, when we come back, over-serving the underserved, we'll explain that. Also taking a look at gunnery exercises conducted by the Stryker Brigade. Those stories are next. Stay with us. Welcome back to the broadcast. This Saturday, the rescue mission wants to over-serve the underserved for a new event called Diamonds in the Dark. The event will offer free haircuts, flu shots, food, and entertainment to the less fortunate in the community. It runs Saturday from 2 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. at the David Salmon Tribal Hall. If you'd like to donate winter gear or volunteer for the event, contact the rescue mission. The concert is open to the public and begins at 6 p.m. Organizers want everyone to come out and enjoy the live entertainment.
Help someone get a job. We can help someone get a house. We can help someone, overcome hard times. But the biggest thing that we can help them overcome is the shame of their circumstances in their life. And so when we come together and just treat them as the people that they are, it can help them move past the shame that they're going through.
One of the groups that will be featured at that event isn't your average band. They have a unique story behind their group and their music. News Center 11's Stephanie Woodard has more now in this report.
907 Cutthroats aren't your average hip-hop duo. The two men involved are both convicted felons who served years for serious crimes. After getting out of jail, they said they wanted to turn their lives around and spread a better message.
Well, it's pretty much positive music. It's music you could go to like anywhere and play, like in front of a church, any parking lot, just the message on it is very positive.
The experience of doing time in prison taught the group a lot and exposed them to a lifestyle they say they did not want to return to.
It was a learning experience, and I took it as an advantage because I had to go through that to help people get out of that, if that makes any sense.
They have done outreach for the local homeless, those affected by Galena flooding, and also reached out to a group of people they say they want to touch the most.
And people incarcerated, because you got people that are repeatedly getting out, going back in, getting out, going back in, getting out, going back in. And it's going to take somebody to break that and to give them hope that that's not them, because there's so many smart people in there. There's so many youth. There's so much youth that's going down the wrong path. We're trying to stop that.
Now, if they could put it one way, they said this is how they feel.
We're over-serving the underserved is what we're doing. I think it was God. It had to have been God to get me out of that. And I thank him every day for that.
Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
Armor soldiers from 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team 25th Infantry Division at Fort Wainwright conducted a Consolidated Mobile Gun System, or MGS, gunnery range last month at the Donnelly Training Area. News Center 11's Monty Bowen has details now in this week's Military Report.
The soldiers were doing MGS gunnery qualification. They found a mobile gun system was a lot different than the one on a tank.
We're not designed for the toe-to-toe, hold-off-the-horde style fight. We're designed to support the infantry. We're designed to punch a hole in a wall so that the infantry can breach a building that they need to get into, and there's no other way in. We can clear a room by firing specific round types through a window.
They can, if necessary, deal with heavy armor.
We hit them before they can hit us, and then we haul until we can get the heavy assets in to take care of a significant armor threat.
Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
All right, well, next up in sports tonight is a look at the last Nanook volleyball home games of the season, which are this week. And did the Lathrop hockey team bounce back after their loss to Hutch last night? Find out. Plus, you'll see a familiar face after the break. What is up, Interior sports fans? Scoop Clark here in the hizzy for Joe Cook, who has the night off. Let's go to some sports. How about it? The Nanook volleyball team has 4 matches left in their season. It hasn't gone the way they wanted, but Thursday and Saturday they have a chance to finish their 2 home matches strong. Thursday at 7, in the house of Patty, my alma mater, they face Simon Fraser. The Clan has lost 4 of their last 5 and are 1-5 on the road this season. On Saturday, number 10 Western Washington comes in on Saturday. The Vikings are 19-3, 12-2 in the GNAC, tied with UAA. Saturday's match will be a special one. It will be senior night for Carrie Knight, the team's only senior. Knight has 16 straight matches with at least 7 kills and has matched her season best kill total with 216 with 4 matches left. Coach Mallory Lariniega talked about Knight's importance to the team.
She really puts everything into every single practice and understands, what we're asking from her and her physical abilities. But that doesn't really say a lot about who she is just on the court. It's really about, being the SAC president and really understanding what UAF means to her. And I think that creates the best Nana.
It's really exciting because we know we're there and we have everything we need. It's just putting it together. And one thing we really talk about is me before you. So I'm going to get the ball before you get it. So you always want to make the next play. So always count on yourself before someone else. So we have it. It's just putting it together. And I feel really good about going into the next game.
Lariniaga. I know I pronounced that wrong. Sorry about that. I'm a little rusty. All right, let's move on. Last night in high school hockey, the Lathrop Malamutes traveled up the Rich to play the North Pole Patriots. North Pole was coming off a 4-1 win over Monroe, and Hutch upset the Malamutes in overtime last week. Now, the first goal wasn't until late in the second period when Lathrop's Tristan Raymaker scored a rebound goal on the power play. Arthur Edgren had the assist. Ebenall made a key save, denying a breakaway goal for North Pole to keep the score 1-0 Lathrop in the third. The Malamutes killed a 5-minute penalty after Cole Stevens was called for head contact and was ejected. Then with 1:15 left in the game, Glenn Gassaway of the assist from Colton Meyer scored the insurance goal as Lathrop wins 2-0 over North Pole for their first MAC win of the season. Alan Heineken of North Pole had 27 saves in this one, but Ryan Ebenall had 22 and came away with the shutout.
I like to not, think about it till the game's over. Don't want to jinx it, I was really proud of my boys. They did a good job killing off that penalty. I was really worried about it because, for obvious reasons, it's not good to be down 5-on-4 for 5 minutes. So it was good that they killed that off and really boosted my confidence with that as well.
We finally went hard to the net. We were keeping bodies in front and getting our rebounds in like we need to. We've been good on defense. We're just getting pucks out, in and out, what we need to do. Defense needed to just talk more and did pretty good.
Lathrop will be on the road facing East Anchorage on Thursday, then West and Wasilla on Friday and Saturday. The ASAA Volleyball State Tournament starts tomorrow, and 3 interior schools will try to win a title. In 3A tournament starts at 11:45 a.m. tomorrow at Chugiak High School. The Monroe Rams take on ACS in their first game. The Hutchison Hawks take the court against Grace Christian at 3:15 p.m. If both Monroe and Hutch win 2 games, they would meet each other in the semifinals. In 4A West Valley, the MAC champs will play South Anchorage in their first game at 1:30 p.m. Mount Edgecombe is the defending 3A state champion, and Diamond won the 4A title last year. The state tournament ends this Saturday. Tomorrow at the Fairbanks Curling Club is the start of the Yukon Title Curling Classic. This year there's an $11,400 cash payout. The curling action gets started Thursday night at 7 and continues through the finals on Sunday. On Friday, the first session is at 2 and then at 7. It's all day Saturday and Sunday. Last year, Greg Persinger won the title. It was his second in 3 years. Persinger curled with Nick Myers, Chad Persinger, and Steve Shuttleworth and won $3,600. Wow. Persinger has won the title the last 3 years. Well, Todd Palin will have a new partner for next year's Iron Dog race, 2-time race champion Tyler Huntington. Palin is a 4-time champion in the world's longest snow machine race. Huntington says it always helps to have a very experienced partner. Palin has competed in every Iron Dog since '93. Huntington won championships in 2010 and 2011 and finished second in 2012. However, last year he had to sit out the 2013 race after suffering a broken hip in a training run shortly before the event. The 2014 Iron Dog is scheduled to start February 16th. And finally tonight, we have our Pro Football Challenge winner. This week's winner is Jerry Potts of Fairbanks. Yay! I wonder if he's any relation to last week's winner, Patricia Potts. Maybe 2 Potts. Jerry gets a free oil change courtesy of Stanley Nissan. Jerry got 11 out of 14 picks right, including picking New Orleans to beat Dallas 30-28. The final was 49-17 Saints. The current PFC standings are: Robert is first with 102 points, followed by Glenn Lee and Gary B. Joe Cook has 95 points, just ahead of Mike Schultz, who has 94. Poor little Fred Brown has 90. And that is it for sports tonight. For more KTVF Sports, go to YouTube, Twitter, and WebCenter11.com. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast. See ya.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. And what can we say, but what a wild day it's been. And it's not over yet. There's a lot more weather to come. We'll tell you about it in just a little bit. Let's take a look at our photograph. This one's sent in by Ron Plummer. We'll call this November sunset. As you can see, a beautiful silhouette there with the sun just peeking over the ridge there. Again, if you have a photograph, please send it to me at Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com, and we'll share it with the rest of the folks that watch every night. And speaking of photographs, once again, a reminder, we have their Fab Photo Calendar out all around the Fairbanks area. It's free. You can pick it up at many locations across the area, including the Kindle Auto Place, ABC Incorporated, Personnel Plus, just to name a few. And we'll tell you more as we go along. But again, it's a beautiful calendar for next year. Here's our numbers for this time of year. The normal high 11, normal low 6 below. We're definitely warmer than that. Record high 45 in 1976. Record low 37 below in 1956. Sunrise and sunset, well, it works out to about 6 hours and 21 minutes because we lost 7 minutes from yesterday. And our satellite picture, again, look how fast all these clouds are moving. That's because they have a strong jet stream driving them. And that jet stream, like I said, is going to kick up the winds here in the Fairbanks area, especially around the upper elevations and the summits. So the driving is going to be really a nightmare, especially if you're heading the Steese Highway or the Elliott Highway. Don't even think about it because those places are closed because of blowing and drifting snow. Again, elsewhere across the state, here's what it looks like. As you can see, it's still raining around the Juneau area. Otherwise, a lot of fog being reported at Bethel and Cold Bay, even Barrow reporting fog, and Fort Yukon, partly cloudy skies. Lower 48 weather tonight, more rain falling across the Pacific Northwest, just scattered clouds across the Central Plains. Not too much going on. It's a pretty quiet weather pattern. As you can see here, again, not too much involved with any kind of big series of storms, just a little bit of scattered showers, and that's about it. And the overall jet stream for the later on this weekend is bringing more cold air in, which will give widespread snow to much of the northern half of the country. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Here's what it looks like. Clouds at Barrow, winds for Nome, 2 inches of snow expected in the Fort Yukon area. Here in the interior, again, winds are going to be the main theme, with lots of snow showers and rain showers for both Healy, Delta Junction, and the Fairbanks area. Over the southeast, widespread rain expected at Juneau and Ketchikan, while out to the southwest, we're looking at isolated showers for Cold Bay, cloudy in Kodiak, and partly cloudy for Bethel. And over the south central sections, if you head in Anchorage, freezing rain expected in the Anchorage Bowl, snow showers for Valdez, and cloudy in Homer. All right, once again, it's time for our kids' weather. And all this week, we've been talking with the kids from University Park Elementary School. Tonight, here's a young man with a question.
Hi, my name is Elias. I'm in Mrs. Gray's 3rd grade classroom, U Park Elementary. Here's my weather question for the weatherman. What are clouds made of?
Clouds are made of water, and when the water condenses, it becomes, well, when the water condenses, it becomes a cloud, and when it becomes a liquid once again, it's called precipitation, rain or snow. Tomorrow night, the teacher will be here to share a weather fact with us. And here's, once again, a reminder. The winter storm warning is in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow. Ice pellets will turn to snow with another 3 to 4 inches possible. Winds will pick up after midnight, so watch out for drifting snow and reduced visibility. Here's your forecast for night. Periods of snow and ice pellets, along with winds, 25 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, 34. Numerous snow and rain showers, a couple inches possible once again with those snow showers. And the extended forecast is snow shower activity for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and even into Tuesday possible too. Temperatures once again still continuing above normal for this time of year, but inching down a little bit. But the snowfall total is going to be really interesting to see come this time next week.
All right, Mike. Well, I'll tell you what, we survived one day. Let's see if we can get through tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be interesting, I think.
Yeah, and we always want to encourage safety while you're out there on the roads. And tell people where you're going if you're going somewhere lengthy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Mike. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
And be sure and join our friend J.R. Lewis weekday mornings for the morning edition of the Fairbanks Evening News.
That's right. And remember our Warm Up This Winter Watch and Win contest that's going on right now. Grand prize is 250 gallons of heating fuel from Alaska Fuel Services.
Actually, JR does the Fairbanks Morning News.
Morning News.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night, be safe, and we'll talk to you later.